What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the NFC North Roundtable. We are bringing you a special one with the game previews, ladies and gentlemen. We got your boy One Bar in the house, the king of the mountain, Dose of Dion trying to catch up with the Lions, and Baz trying to make a statement this week with the Packers and the Bears, trying to do what they do, trying to be relevant. But you know what? I will say this. This is a week right here to make a statement. The Bears, if they can beat the Rams, if the Packers can beat the Vikings, if the Lions can beat Seattle, if the Vikings can beat the Packers, they all will be making a massive statement on their season. What will happen? We'll hear from the hosts themselves. But before we do, we want you to know that this stream is being powered by BetUS. Receive a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit using code YouTube150. Okay, that is YouTube 150, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for a new sports book, BetUS is where you want to be, all right? The odds are up right now for this week's games, all right? So you got an opportunity to check them out on BetUS right now. As you can see, even within the division, you have the Green Bay Packers at -3 and the Minnesota Vikings +3. That's very interesting in itself, all right? You also have, where are those guys at? Detroit Lions at -3. And we can't forget about the Chicago Bears hiding somewhere. There they go, versus the Rams at -3. You let us know what you think is going to happen in these games, and then go ahead on to BetUS and take advantage of the opportunity. Again, use code YouTube150, ladies and gentlemen, and take advantage of it. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. We want to start with the first game of the week, the Rams versus the Chicago Bears. It seems like the Bears are at home. Dion, why don't you tell us what you think is going to happen in this game and your score prediction?
I'm pretty shocked to see them favored by 3. I thought for sure LA would be favored. Just being honest, based on what LA just did to Stanford, I thought there'd be some hype there. Look, man, I think Chicago was in a really good spot to win this game. I think this is the game you go win right here. First off, that defensive front is small. This is where Chicago should dominate up front. You're beat up on the offensive line. They have none of their 2 weapons. So if anything, Chicago has a massive advantage. You get a couple takeaways in this game. You shut down any sort of run game that LA has. This is the game you go win. But I'm taking the Rams in this one. I got the Rams. I just need to see it first. Once I see it, I can take Chicago. But I need to see it first. I'm sorry, Nick. Just give me a game to believe, and then I can go there. I'm going to take the Rams in this one. In a tight one, I'll take them by 3. Let's go 21. That's not by 3. 21-17. It's fine. We'll go by 4.
21-17. Man, One Bar, give us your take.
Rams missing some key players due to injury. We all know that. But the Rams are just super unpredictable. Like they go out there. I mean, they keep it close with the Lions, get blown up by the Cardinals, and they beat the Niners. So I don't know what to expect from this Rams team yet, but I just cannot pick the Bears yet. I just cannot do it until, like Dion, you said it best. They gotta show something, and they haven't shown anything yet. It's almost like they're regressing a little bit. So against a Rams team, Matthew Stafford, I think he'll pull it out. So I got the Rams winning 17-10.
17-10 Rams. Let's go with Baz here. Talk to us, man.
Keep the notepad up, Nick, because we're going 3 for 3 here. The Rams, great comeback versus San Fran. It was great, right? Without Puka Nacua, without Cooper Kupp. In terms of yardage, the Bears' pass defense is 26. The Rams' passing offense is number 9, right? The Bears' passing offense is 25th. The Rams' passing defense 29th. So that side's going to look like just terrible on both fronts, but I think the Rams passing offense will be too much for the Bears defense. The Bears can't run. I think if Caleb does have a good game though, it's going to be this one, but it might not be a win. Like I think he could have a good game, finally put it together, and the Bears still lose in some crazy other fashion. 31-21 Rams.
31-21 Rams. I see Nick taking receipts. Nick, how do you see this game, and how is it going to end up from a score standpoint?
All right, TD, I'm just going to get into it. So this is where the season starts for the Bears, man. The Bears have been 1-score losses every single time this year. They're at home. They won at home against Will Levis. They've been on the road. Caleb Williams came out, threw over 300 yards, and we're moving around our offensive line. We're going to get Rashawn Johnson more touches, according to ESPN this week. I feel confident because the Rams have the worst offensive line in football. You get a ton of pressure on Matthew Stafford. He can't move like he used to. I I'm the only one that's obviously going to go to the Bears. I go to the Bears every single time. Call me Mike Ditka. Call me a homer. I'm not bald. You see this hair right here. Bears are winning this game 24-17. I think that they're going to get the run game going. I'm feeling confident about it. Roma Dunze came out, had a good game. Keenan Allen's supposedly back this week. Cole Kmet had a really good game last week. You do what you did in the second half against the Colts, plus you keep the defense going, which I think this defense, we've had to take away every single game. I got the Bears winning this one. I'm feeling good about this game. Call me a homer. I don't care. I never say the Bears are going to lose. Let's win this game.
All right. Well, that's very interesting, man. We shall see. 3 against the Bears, and Nick is gonna believe, and I respect that, Nick. Let's go over to the Detroit Lions. They're at home, and they play the Seattle Seahawks, who have been red hot, undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is gonna be a great game. We want to start right back with Nick on this one. What do you see happening in this one, and your score prediction?
First of all, did not see the Seahawks being this good this year out of the gate. I thought they went into full rebuild mode. They're doing pretty good so far. At Detroit, though, right, TD? Is that what you said? It's in Detroit.
Yeah.
Tough game. I mean, the Bucks won in Detroit, so we'll see what happens there. But I said this earlier this week. I think the Lions haven't played their best football yet at all. I got the Lions winning this thing, man. I think they're going to actually dominate this game. I got 21-6 Lions at home.
Wow, big domination. Baz, talk to us.
Yeah, I got the Lions as well. You know, Seattle's been impressive, 3-0. They have the number 3 passing offense in terms of yardage versus Detroit's number 19th in terms of yardage. So I think they're going to get their passing game going. But where I think this changes is going to be time of possession and the Lions getting back to, we saw last week, them just heavy running game. You know, the Seahawks are right in the middle of the pack in terms of rushing defense. Yards allowed, they're 15th. I think it's going to be a Hutchinson big game. He's been unstoppable. I think the Lions are just going to do more than the Seattle Seahawks can handle. So I have 26-23 Detroit, more of a closer game.
Wow, one bar, take it away.
Yeah, Seahawks 3-0, but I'm not buying into the Seahawks yet. They haven't been tested yet. This will be their first big test. They are doing well against the pass, but they've gone against Bo Nix, Skylar Thompson, Jacoby Brissett. Not overly crazy weapons there. So we'll see. But the Lions stick to their identity, like we said earlier this week. I mean, run the ball, like Baz said. I've picked the Lions to win by like 10 to 13 points every week so far, and I'm getting killed on that one. So I'm gonna go Lions win, but I'm going 21-20. I'm gonna say they keep it close, but they get the dub.
Man, oh man. Talk to us, Dion. What do you see happening in this one?
Yeah, I mean, based on this season, one bar is absolutely right. That's probably where the score prediction should be. And I like Seattle's defense, man, all 3 levels. They got a really good defensive line. Their secondary, they've continued to invest, and McDonald's over there doing magic with that defense. That being said, though, we owe Seattle one. We owe this team. We owe this team one. And we're at home. TD, we're going to, as you would say, obliterate Seattle. 34-10. This is going to be a nightmare, man. We owe them one. I don't think they're going to put up many points in this one. And I think Lions will come out. They'll be up 17-0 in the second quarter. 34-10.
Wow, 34-10. Interesting. Wow. All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got the big matchup of the week. Why? Because first and foremost, it is a divisional game. All right. And as we speak, I'm literally looking at my phone and it says from Ian Rappaport, just dropped from the insider of NFL Network, Packers quarterback Jordan Love is nearing a return. That's still talk. It's just nearing a return. We shall see. That is the element that's up in the air. But Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings, green versus purple. Man, this is going to be interesting this weekend. Talk to us, Nick. How do you see this one playing out, and what is your score prediction?
First of all, purple is a color, TD. Earlier this week, we learned that purple is confirmed a color. This is the matchup that, I mean, obviously I'm looking for the Bears game. Nothing against the Lions, but I'm invested in this matchup, Packers versus Vikings. You have a really unexpectedly good team in the Vikings, which they are good. I'm not saying like, oh, yeah, they got something to prove. No, they're good. But you got the Packers who put in a second string guy and they're winning ball games. Yeah, it was against the Tennessee Titans. You know, Baz said the Titans weren't a good team. I'm going to say they're not a good team, but still they're winning ball games. You have to win in the NFL in order to do good things. I am pumped because Aaron Jones going against his former team. The Vikings defense also, if Jordan Love does return, the Vikings defense can be sending the house. Who knows how mobile he's going to be? And it's at Lambeau, right? Just want to confirm that real quick.
Yeah.
Ooh, All right, that sold it right there. Packers are going to win this
No,
game.
stop.
One bar. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
we beat them in Lambeau last year, Nick.
Yeah, it's
Come
always
on.
a flip-flop with the Vikings
It's
for some
always
reason.
a strategy, one bar. Let me say that they're going to win. No, Packers are going to win this game. I think it's going to come down to the final seconds. You guys know I love my thriller predictions. I got this game 17-14 Packers on a 50-plus yard field goal to win the game.
Braden Narvison, I love it. Okay, I'll take it.
It's the number 40. It's 44, right? That he wears.
It's awesome.
It's so icy, dude. Like I wish Santos wore like 99 or something. But yeah, man, I got the Packers winning this one 17-14. As much as it hurts to say.
Wow. Well, Dion, talk to us. What do you got in this one?
I'm struggling, TD. I'm really struggling over here. Here's what I think. I think what Bass said earlier in the week is perfect. Who's going to fall behind in this one, and how do they respond? I want to see Sam Darnold play from behind. I want to see him without a run game, and I want to see the flip side. If Malik Willis especially, I want to see him play from behind. I want to see what that looks like because they've been efficient. They found a run game, and I think that could be the difference, but not knowing the quarterback situation makes it weird for me. Plus, even if Love plays, I didn't think he was great in week 1, and he'll be now missing 2 weeks. I'm struggling with this one, TD. But something tells me to buy into the fact that Green Bay is going to be able to run the football. So I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers to get this win. And also, Bass said that, the 2-minute warning did happen. So that has a lot to do. I mean, honestly, Bass, that may have been the difference.
The script. I flipped the script.
May have been the difference.
They set you up, one bar.
I got the Packers.
Man, I'm gonna start out with one bar on this one. Talk to us, man. How do you think this one is gonna end up? And wait, did you give a score prediction, Dion?
Oh, man. No, I didn't. I'll go. Let's go low. Let's go 24-14 Packers.
10 points.
Ooh.
Nice.
One bar, talk to us, man. How do you see this one?
When it comes to the quarterback, I said it earlier this week. I don't think it really matters when it comes to the quarterback. I mean, Willis, it's just a different element. So quarterback wise, I'm taking that out of it. Whoever plays, it doesn't matter. I think this is the Vikings already beat the Texans and Niners 2 weeks in a row. And I really don't think the Packers are as good as them. You got to put a lot of elements into this. Jordan Love, if he's back, he's coming out from that injury. Like Dion said, he didn't really look that fantastic week 1. They're not going to be playing the same offense that they have the last 2 weeks. That might throw a little bit of a wrinkle into the Packers jive that they're going on for the last 2 weeks. So there's a lot of things to put into this. The Vikings have given up the run. I mean, with the Niners, when the Vikings beat them, Mason was over 100 yards. He was getting his on the ground, and it still didn't matter. Sam Darnold, as far as playing from behind, he's done it pretty much his whole career. So he's a little bit used to that, and now he's just on a better team. There's a lot of things that go into this, but I'm very confident going into this game. It's gonna be like I said it last week. Like the Vikings beat the Niners, and it's like, hey, if you beat the Texans, you're the real deal. But now we're in the NFC North, so a game in Lambeau against Green Bay. I mean, this is another one, just stacking it on top, stacking bodies. Like, all right, this is another one. Are you good or not? Like the Vikings are good. They're going to be in the mix in the North. And this is just one for them to stomp their foot on. Aaron Jones, let's go, baby. I want him to get 125 plus. I want him to get a score. I want him to do the Lambeau leap, whether they push his ass back off onto the field or not. I want Aaron Jones to get his. But Brian Flores against LaFleur, it's going to be a beautiful chess match. I look forward to seeing what they do. The Vikings have given up 10 points a game, and they're scoring 28. Like they're the real deal. They got to pull it together. I don't even think they have to play a perfect game to get the win. Sam Darnold cannot do stupid Sam Darnold stuff from years past. He needs to do what he's been doing all year and play like he's got ice in his veins and do his thing. I mean, I honestly think the Vikings win by double digits. I got them 24-14 in Lambeau.
Man, oh man, and there's a confidence in how he said that. Man, how times have changed. All right, Bass, it's on you, man. What is your outcome in this one? How do you see it going down?
Well, first off, I want to give a shout out to Aaron Jones. He released a cool article today basically thanking the Green Bay Packers organization, the franchise, and that even over his purple jersey, he carries the G under it. So hopefully, if anyone's watching that's going to that game, don't boo Aaron Jones. I hope he runs for 0 yards, but don't boo him when he comes out on that field, right? Like, even if he Lambeau leaps, I honestly think they might accept him. Honestly, it depends what fans are there in those sections. But back to the game preview. I think it does matter who's at quarterback. I think, Malik Willis has been great, but Jordan Love, as much as we want to talk about Brian Flores the past 3 weeks, I mean, I know it's last year and they're two different teams, but 33-10 the last time they played. I mean, Jordan Love went on a tear, 24 of 33, 256, 3 touchdowns, 125.3 rating. If there's one guy that can crack Brian Flores, I think in this league, it might be Matt LaFleur. Honestly, it might be. I think it's going to be a hell of a battle in terms of schematics, what the Packers are doing offense, what they're doing to try to confuse the Vikings, and vice versa. What kind of disguise coverages? How does Malik Willis or Jordan Love handle with it? But at the end of the day, the Vikings also give up a lot of pressure. 33 pressures, 89 snaps, which is the 5th worst. It's going to be Kenny Clark versus Garrett Bradbury, who usually 9 times out of 10 destroys Garrett Bradbury. And Kenny Clark has been bad this season so far, so hopefully he can get things going. Jair versus Justin Jefferson. Gosh, I hope he follows him around and we get that matchup yet again. You know, number 2 versus the run, the Vikings have been, and the Packers have been the number 1 rushing offense and number 1 in explosive plays, 14.1% in explosive plays. So I think if they can keep that going against this Brian Flores defense and try to get some explosive plays going, but also at the same time, you know, run the ball. And whether that's with Josh Jacobs, Emmanuel Wilson, Malik Willis, I don't care. Just try to establish the run. They have been 5.5 yards per attempt so far in the league, which is number 2. And then I'm also really looking at the matchup of Zach Tom and Rasheed Walker versus Grenard and Andrew Van Ginkel. I think that's a great matchup. Both of our tackles have been really good blocking in terms of pass blocking. And then both of their ends, you know, they've created a lot of pressure the past 3 weeks. So, man, this is going to be a good one. And the Packers usually split the Vikings. And for some reason, it's like always they lose at home and then beat the Vikings in Minnesota. It's weird how it always works out that the Packers, for the past, I don't even know how long it's been, honestly, but they split the Vikings like every single year. And one bar, I'm bringing it back. I'm choosing the Vikings 24-17. Got to do it.
I know what you're doing, Baz.
Can you say that again?
Minnesota Vikings 24, Green Bay Packers 17.
Do you mean that, or are you trolling for reverse psychology?
Take it as you will, TD.
Oh,
Yeah, that's coming from his heart. It's coming from his heart, baby. He knows
oh man, this is interesting. All right, man. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are your game previews for week 4 of the NFL NFC North Roundtable. We shall see what ends up happening, but one thing you can guarantee, we will be back here next Wednesday to talk about it, all right? Give it up for your hosts, One Bar, Dose of Dion, Basaraki, and Nick. Listen, if you don't go down in the chat and subscribe to all 4 of these guys' channels, you're missing out. You ain't got to like them to subscribe to them. Subscribe to them to go talk trash to them. They are the enemy, okay? 3 of these guys on the screen should be your team's enemy, so make sure you keep up on what they've been doing, all right? We love you all. We appreciate you all, and don't forget that this stream was being brought to you by BetUS, all right? Don't forget to take advantage of that 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit using code YouTube150, all right? We love you all. We appreciate you all. We'll see you soon. Peace. We are out.